Jennifer, I want to thank you for your leadership and being such a fighter, and being the model for what we need to do to stop these evictions.
If I could do anything to make you more comfortable while you're here, just please let me know. But I just appreciate you for coming.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Britt.
And you've lived here how long?
About 15, 16 years.
All right, and tell me, I know we talked earlier and you took me through how this all started like a chain reaction with the death of your husband.
My husband passed away in 2006. While I was waiting for everything to go through probate court, the house fell into foreclosure. The house was put up for sheriff's sale in September of 2006, and I used the insurance money to pull it out to save the home.
How much did you pay at that time?
$26,000, a little over $26,000. I began paying the mortgage payments monthly after that for about $1,500, a little more than $1,500 a month. In 2008, I lost my job. I had been going to them prior to that, trying to get a modification, but they told me that my name was not on the mortgage. They could not give me a modification. They really did not work with me in any way. All they wanted to know was when, how the next payment was coming in and so forth.
But they continued to take the payments from you. They took $26,000.
So in total, when I stopped paying in February of 2009, it was a little over $46,000 that I had paid them. The house went again into foreclosure. I tried to keep up with that, and they kept moving the date for the sheriff's sale until I get notice in the mail in January of 2010 saying that the house had been sold at sheriff's sale on December 23rd, 2009. I had the 6-month redemption period. I refused to move out, but before that, during the 6-month redemption period, I continued to try and talk to Flagstar, Fannie Mae. No one will work with me or speak with me. And that's where I am now. They still refuse to work with me, and I even have a solution now where Southwest Housing Solutions is willing to purchase the home for me and put me on a program so I can purchase the home back from them. But Fannie Mae is refusing to take the offer and they want the balance of the mortgage that was in my husband's name, when before they told me that's not my mortgage. But now they're calling me to account for it. So.
Well, let me ask you this: the mortgage of $121,000, is that including the reduction? Does that take into account the amount you paid into it?
No,
it does not.
No. So where that went, I have no idea.
That's unbelievable.
Yes.
What's the assessed value of your house?
I think it was between 25 and 30. I'm not sure exactly of the number, but they were made an offer, a viable offer, and they refused. They want the balance of the mortgage, so it's not legal in my opinion. I think it's more personal. They are against me personally.
So tell me, you've got a lot of support out here. Tell me about these supporters.
Oh, I love it. I was speaking with Jerry Goldberg. I've been speaking with him for a couple of years now, off and on, and he's been trying to support me any way he can. He invited me to a legal aid forum or event he had, and that's where I met my attorney, Joe. And Joe is with Occupy Detroit, and it's just like through that, I've gotten all the support.
And what has the support meant to you?
Oh, it's meant everything to me. It's not just my home anymore. It's their home too, and I just, I appreciate everything. They even gotten my neighbors and my community involved, where before, it's kind of like taboo to let people know your business, but these people are coming out to show their support also because of what Occupy Detroit and the Eviction defense.
So at this point, this is all like to dodge the dumpster, to keep them from coming in and
keep them from being able to let that dumpster land. Yes.
Wow. And do you know when and if, or is it just a wait and see, or what?
Well, we know that the writ was issued yesterday. And so whatever that process, how many days that might take, we don't know for sure. We don't know because they want me out so bad. It could be immediate. It could be today, or it could be go through the normal process a few days, and it might be next week. But we're here.
So these folks are gonna be camped out?
Yes.
My name is Joe McGuire. I'm attorney for Jennifer Britt.
Does she have any kind of recourse? I mean, I just can't imagine, being able to even sleep at night knowing that, somebody's gonna pull up and start pulling my stuff out.
Her recourse is in the streets and with her community and her supporters to protest this, to make it public, to make it into what it is, because foreclosure is a public issue. It affects everybody. So foreclosure, even if you're not personally facing it, it affects you, and you have just as a reason to come out and fight Jennifer's foreclosure as Jennifer herself. And so we had over 40 people out here this morning to support Jennifer and to prevent her eviction. This is a political issue. Fannie Mae, the bank, is controlled by the federal government. And really all the banks were bailed out with our tax dollars after the 2008 crash. And the whole point of that bailout was to encourage them and give them incentive to avoid cases like this, to avoid foreclosures, because everyone knew what damage that could do to the economy, to communities. But the banks have taken our tax dollars and completely ignored their obligation. It's very hard to get this, this kind of stuff addressed in the courts. So really, you just need to take it to the streets. When you make it a public issue, somebody's individual foreclosure, the banks don't like that. They know that they have a lot of political ill will out there against them. So if there's a lot of bad publicity around a certain case, we've had situations where the banks, when it's just the person's individual problem, the banks will tell them, there's no way we're going to deal with you, they just stonewall. But as soon as it starts getting on the news, as soon as we start having protests in front of the bank all of a sudden calls the family and says, call off the dogs, we'll cut you a deal. We've had that with several families around Detroit. We've been doing this as Occupy Detroit since about November.
State Representative David E. Nathan.
And how did you find out about this, and you're here to support?
Well, I attend meetings across the district, and this was something that was brought up in one of the meetings in terms of making sure that we try and fight this eviction. Because the issue of Jennifer spending $26,000 in one instance and then another $26,000 or $20,000 another, and still being faced with foreclosure is just outrageous. And I think that our congressmen, especially John Conyers, our Senator Stabenow and Levin, should really take interest in this issue. If the banks can come and take people's money like they've done Jennifer, then we ought to be concerned.